Good day, everyone. Today we'll be talking about antibiotic resistance and how it impacts us in our daily lives. So, for many of you may not know that what are antibiotics. Antibiotics are drugs that are used to treat antibacterial infections, and they are not effective against viral infections. They help stop the growth of bacteria, and the first antibiotic was made by Alexander Fleming, which was penicillin to stop the growth of Staphylococcus aureus. As you can see here, this shows the penicillin taking its effect on Staphylococcus aureus by stopping the growth around the penicillin medicine.
Bacterial infections can be treated by antibiotics. Antibiotics can be bacteriostatic or bactericidal. Bacteriostatic antibiotics stagnate the growth of bacteria by interfering processes like DNA replication, metabolism, and protein production. Thus, bacteria is unable to divide without proteins, DNA, and RNA. An example is tetracycline, which stops protein production in bacteria. Bactericidal kills bacteria by preventing it from making a cell wall. An example is penicillin, which works on bacteria that is multiplying. During cell wall synthesis, penicillin indirectly bursts bacterial cell walls, acting on peptidoglycans. Thus, the bacterial cell will undergo osmotic lysis, causing the cell to burst and contents in the cell to leak.
What is antibiotic resistance? Antibiotic resistance occurs when an antibiotic has lost its ability to effectively control or kill bacterial growth. 6 main causes of antibiotic resistance are overprescription of antibiotics, patients not finishing the entire antibiotic course, overuse of antibiotics in livestock and fish farming, poor infection control in healthcare settings, poor hygiene and sanitation, and absence of new antibiotics being discovered. How do bacteria become resistant? Through natural selection, the process whereby organisms better adapted to the environment tend to survive and produce more offspring. More specifically, bacteria become resistant in 2 ways. 1, by genetic mutation, and 2, by acquiring resistant genes.
So why should I care about antibiotic resistance? Well, the prevalence of certain strains of antibiotic-resistant bacteria currently stand at about 20 to 40% in Europe and in the USA, and is much higher in developing countries like Mexico, where it stands at 76.3%. This means that if you fall privy to certain bacterial infections in Mexico, there's a 7 in 10 chance that your illness would be of antibiotic-resistant descent, and this trend is only projected to keep growing. Global mortality is also projected to reach 10 million, surpassing even that of cancer, the runner-up for the current leading causes of deaths worldwide. This would cost the global economy a gargantuan 100 trillion, all just by 2050.
Here are some potential solutions to the issue. What we can do is that firstly, when one is prescribed antibiotics, take the full prescription even when one is feeling better. Secondly, only use antibiotics when a doctor prescribes them to you. Usually when a doctor does not prescribe you antibiotics, it means that you have a viral infection. Lastly, have proper hygiene to curb the spread of diseases. What scientists are doing is that they are strengthening the action of existing antibiotics by modifying them to increase their resistance to harmful bacteria. Also, they are developing decoy molecules to be taken along with antibiotics. This will confuse the bacteria's resistance to enzymes to attack the decoy molecules instead of the antibiotic. Thank you all for watching. We hope that you have learned something today.